Welcome to the Man to Man Sports Podcast. I'm Brad.
And I'm Ethan, and we got some good segments for you today. We'll, of course, be talking about the NBA Cup that's going on starting this week. And it starts this week on October 31st, and it will go on, of course, until December 16th. A big, long championship type of thing. We'll get more into that later. We're going to be talking about our previous week's games in the NBA, some of the big performers. And then, of course, we're going to the NFL to talk about this week 9 that we have going on in our fantasy boom or bust.
That's right. We're going to first go over our answer to the trivia quiz.
Oh, yeah, of course. We had a trivia question in our last episode. Make sure you go check that out before you listen to this right here. The question was, who's had the most sacks before turning the age of 30? We did the top 3. Who are the sack leaders before the age of 30? And we'll get right into that. You got number 1, of course.
Yep.
Good guess of Myles Garrett. He had 112 and a half sacks. Number 2 on that list was Reggie White with 108 sacks in 21 less games than Myles Garrett. Very impressive by him.
Yeah, I can't believe I overlooked that one. I was thinking because he didn't come in the league right out of college that he couldn't been it. But wow, just shows how much more impressive it is.
He was very dominant for sure. Number 3 being a surprising one, Jared Allen, great player, had 105 sacks before the age of 30. Impressive.
He was roping them up real good when he was young. So kudos and shout out to Jared Allen.
Yep, and that is, of course, our NFL trivia question from our last episode.
All right, so we're on to our top 3 performers in the NBA. That's right, we've got our toboggans on this week because these guys had ice in their veins. We're talking about number 3 performer for us was Jokic. No surprise there. Guy right now is leading the league in assists. He's second in rebound and averaging 20 points a game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's impressive every year. Not surprised. He's again averaging a triple-double, right?
Yeah,
averaging
very impressive.
A triple-double already through, I think, 3 games, and impressive. It was number 2.
Number 2 is Wemby. No surprise there either. This guy come out the blocks with the blocks. He is leading the league in blocks. He's 4th in rebound and averaging a surprising 31 points a game.
Yeah, 31 points per game. I think it's like almost 5 blocks per game. Having a 9-block game last week is impressive. He's a great player.
Yeah, we'll be talking about him more later as well. But our number 1 performer for week 1 of the NBA goes to the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, averaging 7 assists per game, number 1 in rebounds with 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
And averaging 36 points per game.
Yeah, he's impressive, showing that he's great. Even though his team's not playing very well, he's still the Greek freak.
He is still the man. I remember his rookie season and how impressed I was. I was like, who the heck is this dude? And even to this day, he is still one of the tops in the league.
He is that. And that's our top 3 players of this previous week. And they're, with all that's happened this previous week, every team playing about 3 or 4 games, we only have 4 undefeated teams left. It's crazy. Of course, I'll just list them all off right now. We got the San Antonio Spurs, the OKC Thunder. Those are the 2 teams in the West. 2 teams in the East being the Philadelphia 76ers and the Chicago Bulls.
I did not see where that was going. The first 2 were obvious, but wow, the Bulls. Shout out to the Chicago Bulls, and going to get to see them real up close and personal here this coming week.
Oh, yeah, we got a Bulls versus Knicks matchup actually happening twice this next week. So we'll see who's the better team this week. I've been a Bulls fan my whole life. This is the first time I've been able to rep their gear in a while. They've been pretty bad for a while. I'm very happy we started off 3-0, but the Knicks are our first real test.
Yeah, you came along to the D Rose days.
Yeah.
Who was just a phenomenal player who played for both of our teams.
Yeah.
Shout out to D Rose, love that guy. I think you guys may have the better team right now.
I don't know about that. We got a bunch of good rotational guys. I want to see our team again when we get Kobe White back because I think that's our last missing piece.
Yeah, we're a little banged up and a new coach, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. Plus, we have some new pieces, Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, And Josh Hart now coming off the bench, not too happy about it.
Yeah.
But what a heck of a player to have coming off the bench, a guy who does everything.
Yeah, he's a good player. So we'll get right into our NBA Cup 2025. Really looking forward to this. Like I said, this is going to be starting on October 31st, Halloween night. It's going to be a fun one. And then it'll go on until December 16th. But we're going to focus on this week's games on October 31st, Halloween night. The first game we'll talk about is, of course, the Bulls versus the Knicks in a game that could determine who will win this group stage in the NBA Cup.
That's right. You got Jalen Brunson, and you've got Cat, who's a little banged up, but I think he's going to play against your Bulls, a very young team.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing these past couple of years. We've been building through the draft, getting a couple of young players from other teams, and I think they did a good job building this team. They look good so far with Vucevic leading the team with 20 points per game. But even if he's averaging 20 points per game, the Bulls have 6 players averaging above 13 points per game.
Yeah.
Giddey being one of them. I really like Giddey. He's really showing out this year. 19 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, and, of course, 6 assists.
Yeah, great all-around player. Vooch showing no age, averaging 20 points. Very impressive for him.
Yeah, 20 points, 10 rebounds. He's having a good season so far.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it lasts that long because I'm not sure he's ever averaged 20 for a season. But
yeah, he has.
He has?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think last year he did.
Right. It's a great player. I've always liked him. Big fan of his when he was in Orlando. He is a true center, which this league lacks. I'm a big fan of that kind of player, and so I can't wait to see our teams play.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Unfortunately, it's not televised this week. The Bulls only having one of the least amount of televised schedules, unfortunately. But I will look forward to watching a Bulls game hopefully later this season.
Got to get that NBA League Pass, man.
Oh yeah, they like to hang that in your face. Not for me. But we'll move on to our next game. Maybe some of y'all will want the League Pass for this game. Although this is a nationally televised game, of course, being the 76ers against the Celtics. This happened earlier this year. The 76ers taking it 117 to 116. I said earlier this year. I meant last week. This is games going on. But coming into this game, of course, like I said, 76ers are undefeated. The Celtics are 1-3 right now. The weird part about that is Boston is averaging more points per game than their opponent in the whole season, showing how close their losses are and how much they're winning big.
Well, that's certainly a good sign. They're in every game, whether they win or lose. And so those games are going to flip-flop. I like the fact that they are playing Sam Hauser more.
Yeah.
I think he's a good three-point shooter that they can utilize a lot, especially with Tatum being out.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of it, but he is benefiting off that, and he's doing a lot with that.
He is. He's played well so far. And 76ers, Maxi's having an outstanding start to the season, leading the league in points per game.
Yeah, with 37 points per game at the time of recording. He's playing really well. Also averaging 8 assists with that. He's being a good point of that offense.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit last week. I think him and Embiid could be a formidable duo in this league. And the Sixers may be the team that comes out on top in the East this year.
I've seen the 76ers, what they're doing to keep Embiid healthy is in back-to-back games. They're sitting him in the first game. They're always going to be sitting him in one of the 2 back-to-back games, which is a smart play to keep your star player healthy.
Yeah, I'm old school. I feel like that kid that gets to go to one game a year really stinks for him.
I've been that before.
Yes, you have, and it stinks.
It does.
I get that these guys make a lot of money and you want to protect your investment, but, they make a lot of money because of the fans. And so I don't know the answer, but I think they need to try to figure that out.
It's either less games or like they're doing. Yeah, you sit your player one night. It's one of the 2.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe they go for less games. Another star player on that 76ers and why they're doing so well, their rookie, VJ Edgecombe, having an amazing first game. He had, 35-plus points in an impressive game.
Yeah, that's a great start. You spoke highly of him last week. You said he was under the radar for a number 2 pick.
I agree.
and or the number 3 pick, excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
But you may be right, especially on this team where he can get the ball some. There's not a ball dominant player on that team, and so they share the ball a lot, and it's a great opportunity for a young player like that.
Yeah, he's doing good on both sides of the ball in every category. 24 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists per game, and then 2 steals per game, which is good on the defensive end.
Yeah, very impressive, and as of right now, he's out playing the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
We'll see if that lasts.
Cooper Flag's playing really well. I think maybe more on that is that Cooper Flag's, I think, on more of a well-rounded team, and he's like a star player on that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I misspoke in that. Statistically, he's outplaying him.
Agree.
Yeah, not necessarily that he is the better player or his team is better. Yeah, but I do think he is that guy, the franchise player. On the upside of that, VJ Edgecombe may be one of those guys as well.
Yeah, maybe a star-studded rookie draft. I'd love to see it. That's all we have to talk about the NBA. Those are the big games coming up this week. The NBA Cup. Of course, there's a lot of big games. Make sure you tune in for that. But we, of course, will be moving on to our NFL Week 9 predictions and our analysis for those games. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready. I love football. It is my bread and butter, my woosah, the thing that keeps me happy in life. As far as hobbies go, it's the NFL. Let's do this.
Let's do this. We'll get right into it with, of course, the Thursday night primetime game. Baltimore at Miami. Short and sweet. Lamar is expected to play in this game. I'm going Baltimore big.
Hey, if Lamar plays, I got to go Lamar and the Ravens as well. Just for the simple fact is this team started to figure it out last week.
Yes.
And now you add an MVP to this team. Two-time. So I like the Ravens in this as well. I'm not going to say it's going to be a big win, but it is going to be a win for Baltimore.
I completely agree. We move on. We got Denver at Houston, and Houston being the slight favorites in this one, a little confusing. It's going to be a huge defensive matchup. Take the under in this game. I don't know. I like Denver in this one.
Yeah, this is 2 top-tier defenses, and this is a quarterback league. And when you look at these quarterbacks, Stroud is the better quarterback of the 2.
Yeah, both have been inconsistent. Maybe they find the consistency in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Denver has a better run game. I think they have the better defense. And I think ultimately, I like DeMeco Ryans, but I think Sean Payton is a better coach.
Yeah, not many people would argue that.
I'm definitely taking the under, and I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos in this game. I think a big point of this is Nico Collins playing. That could be the big factor.
Yeah, they tried something different last week, the Broncos, and they had Surtain shadowing Pickens, and then they were doubling up on Lamb when they could, and that was very effective. But what I found impressive is Surtain got banged up and had to come out of the game, and this Broncos defense did not lit up much at all. Mm-hmm. You're talking about losing the Defensive Player of the Year, and your defense still shuts out or controls one of the best offenses in the league. So, and that's the sole reason I take the Broncos here.
Yeah, completely agree. We'll move on to our next game, being probably the game of the week. This is a great game. Kansas City at Buffalo. Like we said in our last episode, this is our number 7 and number 8 team in the league right now. They're going to be fighting in a big bout at Buffalo. Kansas City being the slight favorites in this one.
Yeah, this is this generation's rival, right? This is Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Yes.
Patrick
Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Yeah, you've seen this in the playoffs, and you've seen it come down to who has the ball last. I don't think this game's any different. I think both these quarterbacks show up and show out and look like the superstars they are. And, it's a tough one. I think the Chiefs have their better defense, but I think right now, even though the Chiefs' offense is humming, I think the Bills' offense is a little healthier and therefore maybe a little better.
Yeah, so like you said, they fought each other multiple times. Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes winning, of course, in the playoffs just about every time. I think every time with the Patrick Mahomes-Josh Allen fight. And then Josh Allen has the better record in the regular season against Patrick Mahomes. I think it goes a little bit differently this year. I think Kansas City wins this one in the regular season. I think Josh Allen gets his payback in the playoffs. I'm going Kansas City in this game.
So let me get this straight. You're picking Kansas City, who is 5-4, 5-3,
5-3.
to go to Buffalo and beat Josh Allen in Buffalo.
He's done it before.
I'm picking the same thing. I'm just messing with you. I think you're right. I think it is going to be who comes down to the ball last.
I agree.
And I hope you're right about the playoffs. I'd like to see Josh Allen get a crack at the Super Bowl.
Me as well. I would love to see that. So that's probably game of the week. But we got a Sunday night game that's also going to be pretty good. Seattle at Washington. Jaden Daniels questionable to return. Who knows? I think it's the big factor in this game. Seattle's defense has looked great this year. As we talked about, Seattle bumped down on our list. If they win this game, there's no question they're going to be on that list for a while, as they'll be 6-2, sitting pretty on top of their division.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I have no inside information. We don't know anything right now, but I think Jaden Daniels doesn't play.
Okay.
And I think this pretty much seals the deal for the Commanders making the playoffs. I think they're out. But if Terry can play, with or without Jaden, I'm a homer guy. I'm going to take Washington in this win. Hopefully Jaden does play. I just don't think he will, but I think Mariota figures out a way. As long as Terry's on the field, I think they've got a shot.
I agree with that. I think they have a shot in this game. I think this really comes down to, can Washington's defense stand out like they did in the first half of that Kansas City game, or are they going to play like they did in the second half of that Kansas City game? The tough one. I think Washington's really going to struggle with JSN leading the league in receiving this year. But Sam Darnold likes to turn that ball over. Kenneth Walker's really good, so it's really back and forth in my mind. I'll stick with it. I'm going to go Seattle in this game. I think JSN has a big one.
I will note that Washington actually did pick off Patrick Mahomes twice last week, which never happens. I do think this defense is trying to figure it out. It's just whether they can stay healthy or not. On the other hand, Seattle has a great defense, and they're going to come in well rested.
Yeah,
and
awful time.
I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, but I'm taking the Commanders purely on heart.
Yeah, and so we'll move on to our Monday night game. Arizona at Dallas. Dallas being the slight favorites. Contention for a game of the week if it wasn't Kansas City at Buffalo. This is a good game. Arizona's record's not what they show. Dallas's offense is great, but their defense isn't the best. Can Arizona finally get over that hump and finally win a game in a close one?
Yeah, is Kyler Murray going to play?
I think he's coming back. I really do.
Yeah, then that changes the whole dynamic.
Because they are coming off a bye. I think he got that rest.
Yeah, I like Arizona's run game regardless of who's in. I think Marvin Harrison has improved immensely.
Oh, so well. Yeah.
Trey McBride is a beast, as we all know, and this Cardinals defense is very underrated. I think this is going to be a good, close game. I think you called it. I think it's going to be overlooked and overshadowed because of the other games and the records of these two teams.
Exactly. But this is a Monday night game you got to tune in for.
Got to tune in. I think Dak is playing his best season so far. He's got both his receivers back. Javonte Williams has been a stud for them this year.
He has.
On the flip side, though, like you said, that defense struggles. I like the Cardinals to score a lot of points in this game.
High-scoring game, I agree.
I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last, like the Bills game. And Cardinals have lost their share of heartbreakers.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm saying they get off the snide and they finally win one for once the ball bounces their way and they come up with the upset against the Cowboys.
I like that pick. I really do. I like the Cardinals in this game. So I will pick the Cardinals in this game.
Oh.
Agreed. It's coming down to the end. That's just how the Cardinals play. Dallas likes to give up a lot of points. I don't think Dallas can stop them when it matters most. And I think that's what it comes down to. Kyler drives them down the field. Harrison gets a big grab, and it's a field goal for a touchdown.
I like it.
A field goal for 3.
Here's the one thing that could be the difference maker, and that is Brandon Aubrey.
Oh, yeah.
He can kick it from the moon. So if Dallas gets the ball last, they're probably winning the ball.
Yeah, all they need is 30 seconds and 20 yards, and they're in field goal range.
Yeah. Yeah, so Definitely tune into the Monday Nighter. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's our Week 9 predictions. On to our Boom or Bust, of course. I'll start us off this week.
All right.
I always go with the defense like I always like to do. I'm good at it for some reason. But I think the Rams defense booms this week. They're projected 22, which is high. They're going up against that New Orleans Saints offense, though, and they still haven't found a quarterback who fits them.
I like it. I like it. You said the Broncos are playing those Texans, right?
Yes, they are.
Texans have looked good against the run all year.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm taking R.J. Harvey as my boom.
Wow.
He had a big game last week, but that was because of his receiving yards.
Yeah.
And so I think the same thing's going to happen here. I think they're going to bottle everything up, and Broncos will look toward getting the ball in other ways, and that's going to be R.J. Harvey in the flats.
That's a good prediction. I like that. I could definitely see him having at least like 3 or 4 receptions, which is good for a PPR league.
Absolutely. He's only in our league projected 8.5 points.
Oh, I think he gets above that.
I do too. He's averaging 12. So I'm picking R.J. Harvey.
All right, my second boom of the week is going to be Ladd McConkey with 15 points. I like him against this Tennessee. I like the Chargers to beat Tennessee this week, and I think Ladd McConkey is a big reason for it. Only projected 15 points.
Yeah, I think he has been like their star receiver this year, even though Quentin Johnston's had a good year.
Oh, no. Like in the last 3 weeks, it's been all Ladd McConkey. Johnston had a good 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, he's been awful. He's on my fantasy team. As soon as I picked him up, he started doing bad. I'm sorry for all Johnston owners out there. He is not playing great right now. Had 0 fantasy points, 0 catches in the last game against Minnesota, which they blew them out. It is impressive to see him get 0 points in the game that they scored 37 in. Ladd McConkey's the focal point of this offense.
Yeah, and that's what I think. It even just goes to prove your point. I think Ladd McConkey is a great choice.
Thank you.
And so I'll move on to my boom, and that's going to be somebody I never thought I'd pick as a boom, but I like him this week, and that's Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I like Trevor Lawrence. I really do hope he booms this week. I do like that against the Las Vegas team. I think Max Crosby's going to get to him. Doesn't matter, though. He's still going to have 250-plus yards.
Yeah, I think if Marcus Mariota can light him up, Trevor Lawrence can.
Easy.
And especially with better weapons.
Yeah.
So I like the Jaguars to win that game big, and I think Trevor, he's projected 24. I could see him hitting 30 easily.
Yeah, I like that, especially since I expect Travis Hunter to have a big week this week as well. They're going to have a tag team that one, and you'll get your boom.
Absolutely. All right.
And so my bust this week, unfortunately, I agree with you. I think this is a low-scoring game, Denver at Houston. And so my bust this week is Bo Nix, 21 fantasy points projected.
I like that pick as a bust, and I am going to go with my bust from the Steelers game, and that's running back Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Going up against DeForest Buckner and the Colts this week. They're going to stuff him.
Yeah, plus the fact that he splits time already.
Yeah.
I think he's projected too many points. I can see him only having 5 or 6 points this week.
Yeah.
So I got Gainwell as my bust.
I like that. And that's our fantasy boom or bust. That is our episode this week. Let us know if you liked it. Let us know how to improve. We're trying to make some changes. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Man to Man Sports Podcast.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out to our new subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you continue to. And a shout out to the UVA football team who have now ranked 15th in the nation for the first time in forever and a day. Glad to see some football finally happening back in the good old Commonwealth.
Yep. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe like we said. Thank you for watching. And please tune in for our next week's episodes.
Deuces.